Hey, what's going on, everybody, man? This is Henry with Henry Island Photography, and today we're going to talk about Canon's RF-70-200. Not this one, but this is a great lens. I love everything about this lens. It's fast, it's sharp, the bokeh is great out of it. Everything about this lens is really good. But Canon has come out with a very new lens. Came out about maybe 2 months ago. It come out with the new 70-200, the Z lens, which is a hybrid for photo and video. So here we go. We have this baby in stock. So I'm going to take it out of the box. I'm going to kind of show you a comparison between the two lenses and kind of give you an idea of my first thoughts on it, okay? Nothing super major, of course. I don't really like getting all deep into the specs all the time. I just like to tell you my personal opinions on what I think about cameras and lenses and stuff like that, accessories. Just give you my personal opinion as far as an actual shooter is concerned, their standpoint. Not saying other people aren't shooters, but just the day-to-day life, okay? So I did order this baby right here in white. It does come in two different colors. It comes in black and it comes in white. I chose white for two reasons. One is I just always like these lenses right here having the white coating on them. They're very nice. I've always thought it looked very professional. The second reason is I have the 24-105, the 2.8, and it's in black. So if I have them both in my camera bag, right, I can tell them apart because the lenses are going to look extremely similar to each other. Okay, so let's take this out of the box. Of course, in here in the box you have your warranty paperwork. You set this down here. We're gonna pull the lens out. Comes in this little plastic little baggie. You get to keep this nice pouch. You're getting banged up and dirty. One thing about Canon with their bigger lenses, they always give you these nice pouches that you can store your lenses in and carry them in or anything like that. Personally, I do not use these lenses. They take up too much room. I don't use them in camera bags or anything like that. But if you like this bag, hey, that's on you. Kudos for you. So we're gonna, first thing you see in here is going to be your lens hood. So I'm just gonna set that off to the side. And then you have the lens itself. In here you also have a strap that you can put on here in case you are traveling and you maybe have the 24-105 or another lens on your camera and you want to have this around your shoulder so that you can have quick access to a zoom lens. There you have it. Now these lenses are great for weddings. They're very good for sports, and they're actually very good for landscape photography because if the subject's far away, you can always pull your subject into you with these lenses, right? So I'm just gonna be funny and I'm gonna open up the lens hood first. It's very similar to the same size as this other lens hood. Let's take this off real quick. So actually the original is a little bit deeper than the new one. Maybe the older was a little bit thicker. But anyway, set that right there. And put the new one over here off to the side, out the way. And we're gonna take this baby out of the wrapper. So now let me go ahead and make this disclaimer, and I apologize for hearing the wrapper make noises. In one of my last videos, I had someone complain and said me moving the stuff around on the table and our wrappers and stuff, me unboxing made too much noise, so I apologize. not really gonna apologize for that because that's part of what these videos are all about. Anyway, here we go. The new Canon 70-200 Z lens. It is a 2.8. It's a very nice lens. It does have this nice lens foot on it in case you want to mount it onto the bottom of a tripod or monopod. One good thing about this plate, this foot, is you can unscrew it right here and you push this button in and you can take it off. So on my 24-105, I have this off of my lens. I don't use it, but I might leave it on here for the 7200. I'm not really sure. It does have this f-stop ring on the back right here for video.
Yeah.
A lot of people like this right here. They like being able to change your aperture. Personally, I don't do that. So Maven Filters has a circular polarizer and a linear polarizer, and you put it on the front and it works like a variable ND, and that's what I use on my lenses. Okay, so let's see. This is an 82 millimeter. I really like that. The original was not an 82 millimeter, so I can kind of show you. The original was a 77, correct? Yeah, it's a 77 millimeter. So the glass is definitely bigger on the new lens than it is on the older lens. And that's cool with me because, you know, I use a lot of filters that are 82 millimeters, all mine. So that way they kind of go between. I will be putting a splash guard from Maven Filters on here to protect this glass. Good advice for y'all. Keep a splash guard, UV filter, whatever you want to call it, on the front of your lens. I did not do that at a wedding, and I teach it in all my classes to do it, but I did not have it on there. And the sparklers hit my lens on my 15-35, and it cost me $700 to get that fixed. So listen, you can save yourself all that hassle for right at $100. Okay, so a splash guard or a UV filter is really good to have on your lens at all times. Back here, you do have your regular buttons. You have for your focusing, 2.5 to full, and it has the infinity symbol there. You have your autofocus and manual focus. You have your stabilization right here, and then you have the different modes, 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, this is the iris lock, so that you can turn this right here, right? So I would personally leave mine on auto at all the time. I am not going to be changing it and have to learn a little bit more about it. I guess you go right there and it's locked in the auto. So I will be using a variable ND of such. It does have these little buttons here that you can program for different things as far as focus. A few other things I think you can program these buttons for. It does have another ring right here on the front, which is really nice. If you use this right here, you can set it for white balance. To change your white balance, you can have it set for ISO. You can have this set for aperture, your shutter, whatever you want to do. You can program this right here. Personally, I leave these off. I do everything in camera on the back of the camera. Let's look at the glass on the back. Really nice. One big difference that I can tell you is you can, no, let me rephrase it. This one, you cannot use a 1.4 or a 2-time adapter on it, right? So on the new one, you could actually put a 1.4 or a 2-time converter on here. The biggest thing is when you do that, you cut your light, right? So if you put a 2-time converter on here and it's a 70 to 200, it goes from a 140 to a 400 millimeters, but then it goes from a 2.8 to a 5.6. So it cuts down your light. Now, let's see. Show you some more differences on here. Let me find a little red dot to line it up. So, of course, this lens is actually taller, right, than this lens here. So when you're in camera bags, it fits in your camera bag a whole lot easier than this one will. This right here, you can put it in straight up and down. This one, more than likely, you're gonna have to lay it down like this right here to fit into your camera bag. That's another good reason why I take the foot off of mine, just so it's a little bit sleeker in camera bag. But even though this lens right here is taller, or should I say longer, than the original RF70-200, if you was to unlock this right here and you was to zoom it out, right? Then you look at it, And this one is actually a tad bit longer than this one when it's fully extended. So that's something to think about. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to have a lens that's really that long, but actually when you're at 200 millimeters, they're pretty much identical. They look very similar. Let me see. Can't really tell you which one's heavy. I can do the specs for it maybe and look it up. One thing that I hear a lot of people talking about with this right here is if you're at 70 and you're trying to shoot really, really fast and you're following a 70 and you try to zoom it, the throw on it is extremely long, right? This is 70. You literally have the camera like this and you have to wrap your hand around it because you can't do it from here. You have to wrap your hand around and then pull it to get to 200. Okay. So if you was under here, you'd have to do it twice. And I know a lot of people complain about that. And that was probably the biggest drawback that I heard anybody talking about when it comes to this lens, besides the fact that the filter size was smaller than a lot of their other lenses. So if you had a 24 to 105 2.8 or a 24 to 70, rephrase that, 2.8, it takes a 82 millimeter filter. So this right here, you had to buy a step-up ring or buy a whole nother set of filters. So a lot of people really didn't like that. This lens here, if you're at 70 and you want to go to 200, that's it right there. I can hold my hand on the bottom and just roll my thumb and it's literally right there, that quick. 70, 200. So the throw on this one is a whole lot shorter and a whole lot faster. It does have this drive over here where you can, for the follow focus, and this lens does not have that on it. So you cannot do follow focus with this lens here. But because this is a video hybrid, that's nice. I like that a lot. It's really just like the 24 to 105. They're identical. One thing about this is I would not use these lenses on gimbals, but I've heard people talk about that you can use it on a gimbal. And the biggest thing is when you are on this lens here and you have it on the gimbal, you would have to balance it somewhere in here because to keep it balanced. Because if you zoomed out or if you came in, it's going to make your gimbal unbalanced. So it'll be a little off. This right here, you put it on a gimbal, it doesn't change. The weight stays the same no matter what, right? So it's not distributed going from the back or to the front of the lens. It's staying central throughout the lens. So less moving parts, I believe, makes a sharper image also. So let's just open up my iPad really quick. Of course, this lens comes in at $29.99. If you want to order this lens or want to purchase it, you can purchase it at Cameragraphics in Auburn, Alabama. And you can do it right there at their website at cameragraphics.net. And you can order it in black or in white. I do know for a fact, because I work there, that we have the black ones in stock right now. This is a 2.8 all the way to f/22. Let me see what it says. This is fast hybrid telephoto zoom lens, dual nano USM autofocus system, optical image stabilizer, manual lockable iris ring, 2 LFN buttons, and a function ring. That's what I was talking about right here. That's these right here, right? Just right here and these right here. Aerosphere and super spectra coatings. And then it has fluorine coating, durable weather resistant construction. So basically you can be outdoors with this lens and get it wet, and you should be able to keep working with this lens. Now, if it's a downpour and there's a whole lot of rain coming down, don't be outside with your lenses or your cameras. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you that you can stand outside in the pouring down rain. So do not do it and then say, well, Henry said that I could, because I did not. Okay. I think the biggest thing is going to be the throw on this right here. Going from there to there, 70 to 200 that fast. And then it being an 82 millimeter filter thread on the front. I think that's going to be really, really nice. I think people I like that a whole lot. Anyway, I think it fits. It feels really nice. If it's anything like this 24 to 105, I know for a fact it's going to fit on my camera. It's going to have a really nice feel to it. Again, you have your plate right here that you can attach to monopods and tripods. You'd want to mount this to it instead of mounting this onto the camera and then mounting the camera onto a tripod and having that extra weight, right? And that was one thing about this right here. I don't think I ever really paid attention that the weight seemed like it was too much. But I'm telling you, I always take this right here off and I shoot without it on. I don't really like this. It is turnable. You can turn it around, so in case you have it on there. Well, let's see. I'm going to line that back up before my OCD kicks in. Right. And then I'm just going to take this off and show you how easy it is. You just unscrew this baby right here. There we go. So now this doesn't come off, right? You know, just want to make sure you understand that. But this comes off. And it just doesn't weigh a whole lot. But I promise you, it makes it feel a lot different. And it just makes it feel lighter in your hands, right? It doesn't make it feel as heavy. But to each his own. Some people like having the foot on all the time because I see a lot of shooters out with it. And they have it zoomed out and they're actually holding it under here to stabilize themselves when they're shooting. And that's all great. Personally, I don't like that. I like to have my hand on the lens. So it's strictly up to you and what you want and how you want to do it. Here's your lens hood on it. Of course, just like the original, it has this right here. This little opening, and this opening is in case you have a circular polarizer or something on your lens and you want to adjust it. So if you put this on, it locks into place, and then this right here, you would reach your hand under it and you would just slide your hand there and adjust the filter, right? So that's cool. Even with that on, that's a nice looking piece of glass and lens. It's really, really nice. I like it a lot. Always been a huge fan of 7200. I think every wedding photographer needs a 7200 in their bag. It's great, especially if you're in Catholic churches and places like that where you cannot move around and you have to shoot from the back of the church. This will save you every single time. It's gonna focus extremely fast, quiet. It's not gonna make no noise because it's made for video also, so that's really good. So you don't have to worry about hearing your lens like that. This is the same type of body style, similar to it, with the EF versions of the 7200, and they just came back with it because they wanted to kind of go with that video format. That we have. So anyway, I think it's gonna be an awesome lens to have. I can't wait to get out and shoot with it. I have the wedding coming up really soon. And I have a couple of plays I got to shoot here real soon. So this would be great in those plays, right? So I have a 24 to 105 on one camera, and I have a 7200 on the other 2.8, and everything will match up perfectly. So anyway, tell me what you think. Do you think that it's worth it to upgrade? My personal opinion, I'll be honest with you, if you're only doing photography, right, and you're not doing video, you can really just get away with this lens here because it's a tremendous lens. It's great. I really like it a lot. The throw on this one and this one, even though this is further, it's extremely tight. And me messing with it right now, I'm noticing how much harder the throw is to turn it, right? Say doing a workout compared to this one. That quick. So that's big, but this lens is really good for photography. And again, if you're traveling and stuff like that, it breaks down. It's really compact. But if you're doing video, I would honestly say I would go with this lens all day long, just because of how it's designed and it's made for video. And this one is made more for photography, which you can use it for video. So anyway, I hope that helps everyone out. I hope it made a little bit of sense to you. I don't know, guys. Which one? Do you go with the original and save you some money? Or do you go with the new one? It's going to cost you a little bit more, but it's good for photo and video. I think that's strictly going to be your choice. I can't make that call for you, but I can tell you, again, that if you're only doing photos, you cannot go wrong with this lens. It's a tremendous lens, but I cannot wait to get out and do some photos with this right here. I did a photo shoot for a friend of mine about 2 or 3 years ago for his book, and I was shooting at 2.8, and there was a waterfall behind him with this lens here. And at 2.8, the waterfall was probably 40 yards behind him. The waterfall just looked like a curtain. It was just completely white. Couldn't see anything. And then I took this lens and I stopped it down to 5.6 and shot him, and he was perfectly in focus, and you can see detail in the waterfall, but the bokeh still looked absolutely beautiful. So you just can't go wrong with these lenses, right? So anyway, opinions, drop them in the comments. Tell me what you think. Let me know. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Everybody has to pick their own poison, and go for what's best for them. Anyway, everybody, if you like videos like this, do me a huge favor. I'm trying to get this channel to grow. Please subscribe to my channel, right? It's so easy. It doesn't cost you a penny. Just subscribe to it. Help me out. Help this channel grow. Hit that like button down below so you get notified when I do put out new content. And do me a huge favor. Keep shooting to inspire other people and keep loving everyone. Everyone right now needs to be loved and needs to know that they're loved, all right? So anyway, until the next video, y'all be blessed, and we'll talk to you real soon. We'll talk to you later.